Name of the podcast.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Like, we get it, Mom. You're on a podcast. All right. All right. Go ahead and start recording the audio, senor.
212, eh? Okay.
Yep. All righty. Three, two, one. Let's roll.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 212 of your Endless Ranters podcast. We do what we want and we appreciate your support. Excuse me. My name is Chris, and I'm one of your hosts for this evening. I'm joined by a crunchy Maxwell housewife living in a soggy Maxwell housewife living in a crunchy mom's world.
It's me,
What's going on?
buddy.
How you doing?
I'm hanging in. Happy,
Good deal.
happy
And then
Thursday.
there's the man with the escape plan. It's producer Manny. How you holding up, Moleman?
I feel good. Get the fuck out my face.
So you fighting fires and
Fighting fires and
kicking tires?
what's left of these tires? I'll say I'm kicking them around,
Trying to
kicking
find
down
something
them.
like
Yeah.
kicking tires, lighting fire, putting out fires and kicking tires.
For real, man. You gotta be careful. You don't want to send the cops down to my place. It's like, what do you know? What were you at on Tuesday night, Mole Man? Monday night, whenever it was.
I don't like to dox celebrities, but Manny is from the Altadena area. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
That's all we're gonna say. That's all we're
Okay.
gonna say.
Well, I had it wrong. Where was I saying you were from, Manny?
Where were you saying I was from?
Pomona.
Pomona.
I
Pomona.
mean, we're close to Pomona, not too
Okay.
far from it, but
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah, not my area.
It's funny.
Man.
It's funny. Like you hear it's a certain town a certain way the first time in
Right.
your life, and it always has that feeling. But like in Die Hard, when John McClane tells Holly that he's gonna be staying with his old cop buddy in Pomona,
Uh-huh.
and she's like Pomona,
Pomona. Oh yeah.
Pomona, and I think really just because it was far away, but she said it in a way it was like real derogatory. So like every time I think of like what's a bad place to go in California, I'm like Pomona.
Okay,
It's
so
not fair. I don't
let
even know if it's fair. I don't even know what it's like.
it's not, because let me clarify. At the time when Die Hard was released, Pomona wasn't the bustling city that it is today. It was still being developed. So it's just like, why the fuck would you want to go to the middle of nowhere over
Yeah.
there? So you
Gotcha.
know.
Well, yeah. Holly, she went, well, I was going to say Holly McClane, but she wasn't going by
Nah, Holly
her married
Gennaro,
name. Yeah,
bro.
Holly
She was very,
Gennaro, uppity,
very passive aggressive
very
with that
uppity,
move.
very uppity.
I have to say too, last week's episode, I wanted to discuss one more topic that I didn't get a chance to because we were having such a great time. But just the way 2024 ended, like there was so much craziness. I like how one story in particular caught my eye was the Haley Welch girl, the Haktua chick, how she got into the meme coin grift and did
Yeah.
a rug
Yeah.
pull on her supporters.
Yeah.
And when she was being interviewed on that Twitter call or whatever, the Twitter Spaces with CoffeeZilla, the YouTuber that does a bunch of financial investigations and whatnot, she was just like, "All right, guys, I'm tired. I'm going to bed now. Good night," and just ended the whole fucking thing so abruptly. It's like, dude, like you just committed some form of fraud, and you're just gonna like wash
Did
yourself
No,
away of the
she?
whole situation by going to bed. I can't with some of these people pretending to be adults, man. Like,
sleepy
what is
girls.
I
Sleepy
feel
girl
like
problems.
it's gonna go to a grand jury, and the grand jury's gonna come back and be like, "There's no way we can convict this girl because
Yeah.
she's retarded." Like,
Didn't you
like
reckon like she's
there's no way a jury is going to believe that she is a criminal financial mastermind.
no.
There's no way. Like, and they're
And
going to
there's
be
a
like,
there's a
let's
paper
get all her
trail of
texts.
what she did. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
She was
then they'll be
asked to be on a
like,
podcast. She did it. That was it.
it would be the best. I want to be her defense lawyer because when they say we want to subpoena all her text messages, I'll be like, here you go. And it'd be like, whoa, is this a 12-year-old child? Like, what? these are the writings and thoughts of a 12-year-old. Like,
Wait, isn't
no
she
one's gonna
was
like,
oh no, originally the story was she was a teacher, remember? But she wasn't. She works in
no.
like a factory or something like that.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
she was
okay.
a daycare teacher, which like
Yes.
so easy to believe. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Gee.
A
Yeah.
babysitter, essentially.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then that's
But
funny.
yeah,
that
dude,
doesn't
it's
speak well
gonna
for
set a
that profession
precedent.
either. Because it's like everybody's like, she works at a daycare, and I was like, okay, okay,
Say no more.
Yeah.
believable.
Oh man.
It's
It's because she's so wholesome looking. She's like
yeah,
innocent, just like a little cutie
that is true.
patootie.
That's
That's
true.
exactly he would want taking care of your kids at a
That's true.
daycare.
Yeah,
And
definitely
then
not
you
gonna
find
like,
out,
yeah.
oh,
Oh,
maybe
I thought
not.
you meant that's who you would want to swindle you out of your money. I was just like, where are you going with this?
But
Well, that
really,
too. I mean, I think there were no victims in that either, right?
I don't know anything
Well,
Only
about it, but I
volunteers.
gotta think that she got played, right?
well, yeah, because
Well, yeah, if
it
she goes
was
to
the people that
prison.
set it up. Yeah, because she was just like, hey man, you participated in this,
And
so I
she was
think
just
she's gonna
like, "This
be
sounds
thrown
great.
under the
Let's do it."
bus.
And they were like, "Don't you want to read the fine print or anything?" Like, no,
Yeah,
you
no
guys
fine
look
print
trustworthy.
necessary. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh boy, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
My favorite
she was
story
gonna.
of 2024 was the boat, the Mississippi boat fight. The
No, the
No,
2020
that
that
was
was just the anniversary in
yeah, that was the
2024.
anniversary. That was 2023.
I understand. It feels like it was yesterday.
You know what? It really, really does. I think I lost a whole year, y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
we've
was
all
like
been
that was
losing
like
track of
It's
August
time.
so
2020.
weird, right?
Yeah.
We found a big patch of movies from 2021 that we never saw, but they're movies like we would have totally watched. You know what I mean? Like, and we watch all the movies. Like we always watch the movies. So it's like, how do we miss these movies? What were we doing? What's happening?
My
You're
favorite.
keeping up with the conspiracies. That's what it is.
I
Anyway, continue, Chris.
guess.
No, I was gonna say my favorite story. I didn't know we were doing our favorite story of 2024, but it fresh in my memory is the story where there was the lady who
Oh,
ran for president, and during her short 2 month run for president, she found out that her through the campaign, through the media, she found out that her husband had impregnated a nanny slash school teacher uh, long ago.
uh-huh.
Found that out. And then also found out he likes to slap a hoe every now and then. Found that out too. Didn't know it. I'm sure that he didn't bring it up,
This all sounds eerily
but
familiar.
found out found out just like we did, just like Obama
Yeah.
used to find out all the news like through the media. I found out the
Yeah.
same way you did. She found out the same way we did that old Dougie,
Uh-huh.
Pimp Pan Doug likes
Yeah.
to put a woman in her place every now and then.
Yeah. He's got a pimp hand. He's got a pimp hand.
Wow. And then she lost. It'd be different if she won, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
then she could like make Doug her
Oh my
B for
gosh.
like
Them
four
sitting
years,
front row
eight
at
years.
Jimmy Carter's funeral and
She could
like
like imagine
he
if
was,
Kamala won
oh my God.
and she would just like flirt with every Secret Service agent in front of Doug
Yeah.
like for 8 years straight.
Yeah.
Doesn't she get Secret Service anyways for the rest of
She'd
their
be like,
lives?
I'm not sure how to vote on. I'm not sure if I should veto this bill. What do you think, Doug? I think you should veto it. No, it passes. Like just do the opposite. Just like she would just humiliate him at every turn.
Oh my God.
But she can't now because I guess he's the rich one.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
If she was president, oh man, she could have made his life hell. Oh man, I just realized like she lost a whole other level.
Yeah,
of power.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's probably for the best, honestly.
for sure.
Oh, for us, yeah, yeah. I was just trying to think about her and
I mean, did you
how
see how
bad it went
angry
for
her
her.
face was today?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
She had, I mean,
The short highlight
whew.
reel of the Jimmy Carter funeral was just like, what
Yeah,
is
it was
going on
really
right now
good.
at that front pew? What is going
Really
If I
on?
was
good.
Doug Emhoff, I get a food taster and have like a prenup, change my will.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm not sure this woman wants me alive anymore.
For
Yeah.
real.
Oh my
I'd be worried
gosh.
if I was him.
Ugh, and his weird kids. Oh my God. What the heck?
They can
What have
stop
we been
pretending.
through?
Well,
They can
see,
stop pretending.
We have
the
been
thing
through some stuff this past year, I tell you that.
that's the thing I was also gonna that's why I brought up the story of Haley Welch because before we ended the episode last week, Chris was asking me and you how we kind of deal with life and all the craziness that it throws our way is that I like to balance it with the absurdity and comedy that life also throws up on a silver platter to us by
Yeah.
way of Haley Welch and other idiots.
I love
So,
that you know her
Absurdity.
name. That's so
well,
great. I just love that.
I'm
That
ashamed
she's
to
not just a
admit.
hog to a girl to you.
No, I'm ashamed to admit this. I because I'm well
You're in her fan
after
club and you bought the coin.
no after this whole fire fiasco, I'm gonna be volunteering around the city and whatnot and making more better use of my time. But before that, like I was just finding myself falling more and more into the chronically online space and just knowing all these fucking weirdos that by name instead of like the streaming handle or whatever. It's just like this is a sign I need to get out of the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
She almost made meme of the month twice
Oh,
Okay. I didn't know
dude.
that
in
was a thing.
2024 for real of the
Okay.
calendar.
Oh, okay.
Because but it kind of blew over.
Yeah.
It was like
Okay.
she was about to go to prison, like for whatever. I don't even understand it all,
Yeah,
but
that
I'm
just
sure she got
happened
scammed.
overnight for her. Yeah.
The securities fraud, yeah.
I'm sure she
Wow.
got scammed. She had no idea that.
Maybe Trump will
She's
pardon her.
she was a useful idiot. That's what she was to them. So yeah, back to the serious topic at hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be volunteering around town and just seeing what I could do to help because there's so much devastation. So many people lost their homes, their businesses. Like it
Yeah,
was
you should go
confirmed
around and
too
live stream stuff.
that one of the local high school was burnt down. The one that my sister went to was just like, whoa, shit.
Oh no.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
So
again. Yeah, so we were talking about that on the happy hour with our friends and talking about how the houses are gone, the school's gone, the strip malls, the grocery store's gone. It's like,
Her
well,
jobs, it's everything.
I live in
I
an area
know.
where they're developing farmland.
Yeah.
So like something's got to come first. Like they got to start building, so they're gonna have to start building some neighborhoods
Yeah.
Hmm.
and then maybe they'll start building some small strip malls back to support those neighborhoods. They're gonna have
Hmm.
to build a school, like they're gonna have to rebuild schools first before people want to move back to those neighborhoods.
Right.
Because otherwise, I
Well,
mean,
Biden said
man,
that uh Gavin has his whatever he needs to get it done.
just
What the
So,
that
resources at his disposal?
I think
yeah,
everybody knows
that's
that's all talk at this point. You know, there's gonna
okay.
Yeah,
be ton, there
dude.
gonna be tons of money
I
like
wasn't sure.
transferred from one account to another, but it's
Okay.
like
It has to be long.
I
It has to
can't.
be cleaned first.
Also, it's like that doesn't. I mean, you could drop a quadrillion, billion, jajillion dollars on the streets of
Whoa, whoa,
LA,
whoa.
and everybody gets a wheelbarrow, and it's like, what are you gonna do with it? Like,
Yeah.
like you build it, use it as a roof, like
Yeah.
make a roof out of dollar bills, like that. It doesn't really, man. It is really devastating.
Hmm. And
You
it's
think
like
about it. You know,
you were saying in the happy hour chat how so many people are gonna have a hard realization to work through because it's just like so many people put their and I don't want to at the end of the day I just want people to know that these politicians don't care about us. You just have to rely on yourself and just be as resourceful as you can because they're not looking for our best interests.
Yeah.
we need to
Everything is up for sale.
spread out. People need
Everything.
to spread out. Because
Yeah,
it's like when you have so many people concentrated in one area,
you're
there
making
is
yourself
no
very vulnerable.
there is no government that could protect you really.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There really isn't. There's no. It would have to be like it would have to be massive. Like
Hmm.
to well, I mean, I get they could obviously make just more common sense decisions, but
They
when you're
could.
in that large of a when you're in that area and there's that many people, and it is like it's not an area that has water naturally,
Yeah.
so that's a
We live in
real
the desert. People
problem.
forget that.
Like that is a real weird thing about LA is that yeah, like
Well, not just LA,
there's
just the whole southwest region of the US. It's just like it's a fucking dry ass area.
but I would say like Texas, the state of Texas has 7,000 lakes now, um, like 20 major like major reservoirs, like lakes that have been dammed up to
Hmm.
make massive lakes, like massive lakes that are reservoirs for water.
Hmm.
Um, there's only one natural lake in all of Texas, which is really hard to believe. Only one lake, I think it's on the border with Louisiana, happened
Okay.
naturally. Every other lake in Texas is man-made.
Interesting.
Every other lake in Texas is man-made. But it actually started to prevent floods. So there's like plains areas
Yeah,
where they noticed like every year the Trinity River would flood in
right,
all kinds of areas. So they were like, we need to start damming this up to control the flooding. And then luck, I mean, really luckily, um, you know, 50, 100 years later, uh, it's now to just support millions and millions of people with
right,
plenty of water, just plenty of water. But and all those reservoirs and dams were made back when people had no political power. Like
right.
there were no like you couldn't get together with your neighbors and be like, no, government, you can't do this. They're like, no, we're doing this.
Yeah,
There were no purple hair freaks talking about the environmental impacts and like
yeah,
chaining themselves to the trees or anything like that. They would just do it.
Yeah.
And there were like so few people affected that lived in that valley or whatever that, it's like, and they were poor. So it's just
yeah,
government gives them $5,000 and they're good. And
yeah.
it's over. Um,
Ugh,
but yeah, that's how like Texas. So we do have droughts and the lakes get low, but there's like a ton of man-made lakes, and a lot of the lakes have popped up because they dammed one lake for a reservoir, and then upriver, just
Hmm.
natural lakes formed.
okay.
So, but then
And now you
like in
guys are
LA,
gonna
it's
have,
like no one damn, why can't they? It's very
don't
frustrating to
they
see
have
the
like a whole
destruction.
waterway that runs through LA, right?
The LA
Y-
River.
Yeah, you just need reservoirs, but they're giant. I mean, they're really big. And at this point, like with the population out there, like where would it be? I don't know where it would be, or but I
Right.
guess there are reservoirs too. So
Yeah, what
there's
about when they is
Is what?
isn't there like I can visualize it like isn't that the movie Grease? Was the movie Grease shot in LA?
Yeah, that's the LA River.
Okay, okay. Those
but it
where
just
they
I
had
guess
the
it's
little
just
drag races, right?
Yeah.
you need a lot of
Okay.
Yeah.
it. And like I guess I read something today that there is a reservoir for Pacific Palisades,
Hmm.
but it was too low, so you need a ton of water to make pressure.
Yeah.
They had
So
three different ones apparently. I hope I'm getting the information right, totaling up to at least a 3 million gallon capacity that was tapped out by what Tuesday by early Wednesday morning. They weren't even filled to capacity, man.
Wow. Ugh.
yeah, it's just
And Karen Bass has nothing to say about it. So
well, and
crazy.
then so when you have all these people concentrated in, and this is just the human condition. Like
Hmm.
people want to be concentrated in cities because it makes life easier.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can have people specializing in things and it just improves overall standards of living to a
Yeah.
degree. But then you're also put yourself in a position where one fucking nitwit
Yeah.
can just wreck so many people. Like
Yeah.
or just a small committee of morons,
Yeah. One crack house.
kleptocrats. That's
Yeah.
it's the year of tactical pants, but it's the word of the year is kleptocrat.
Okay.
Just
Don't forget it,
kleptocrats,
kids.
Right.
like little junior commies that like they're all about freedom, but basically they're just sucking, stealing money to do a do nothing job and do a terrible job at that.
Yeah.
And then they get in there and they just hire all their friends to do
Hmm.
nothing jobs, and they hire their this weirdo to be the police chief there and this weirdo to be the police chief. And
No weirdo.
you know it's like, hey,
Oh no, and
are you normal? No, you can't have this job. That's just all my weird friends I could hire and
get out of here,
put in.
Normie. We don't have.
Yeah, and they have this attitude that like, I mean, what does the fire chief really do? It's not like the fire chief is going to go out there and be on the hose or whatever, drive the truck. So what do they really do? Well, they
Womp,
do,
womp, womp.
yeah, they do a
Yeah.
real bad job. They
And
hire a lot of terrible people. They hire their friends.
yeah, it was like,
They have a
bro.
totally crazy agenda. I mean, and it's crazy, but and I think it's nationwide. The outrage is overweighing is yeah is outweighing the sympathy,
Yeah.
the
Definitely.
outrage, because it's like people are looking at this destruction like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like you couldn't
Well,
get your mind around North Carolina and like the hills, and it's like it was hard to get your mind around that.
yeah.
And I guess fewer
It's
people maybe were affected, maybe not, but then this one is like in your face. Looks like, I mean, LA looks like there's parts of LA that look like Gaza,
Yeah. Yeah.
like bombed out. Like I remember
hmm
seeing those before and after pictures last year of Gaza. Like here's the beach front at Gaza. Like
Yeah.
look at these people. They're on the beach, like they're driving cars, and then the screen changes. The line goes over there, and it changes to like, oh, it's just
just
looks like it's rubble.
destruction. Yeah.
And then and then and everybody's piling on. Like yesterday, Megan Kelly show, she was just
hmm
playing clip after clip of their own words.
hmm
So
Yeah.
they didn't even make a secret. So there's like video
No.
after video of I don't know
Let's
what
destroy the
area.
dam.
There's
Let's.
the police, no, like there's the fire department chief of LA or whatever, one of the
Oh,
major.
is that video that you shared in the group about the lady's just like, well, the husband got himself in that situation,
No, well,
Oh
so
my gosh.
that's what you get. That's like those are the people on the front lines. I'm talking about like
oh,
the
okay.
fire department chief
Oh, okay.
land somewhere on the flag, somewhere on the flag of the different colors and stuff.
Sure.
And
Mm.
there's like countless videos of her talking about how like just we're so happy that we got our funding for our DEI department,
hmm
and now we got our budget, we got all this money for this department, and now we can set up our DEI analysis, so we can finally get to work.
I guess they
Um,
literally just canceled the annual testing of the hydrants because they didn't have the funding for it. Like
Where did all this
like
money
a
go?
couple
Where did
months
all this
ago.
money go?
A
yeah,
couple
they cut
months
their
ago, they
budget.
didn't
Yeah.
service the fire hydrants a couple
Yeah.
months ago because they didn't have the budget for it.
Like you don't need, like it's crazy because you don't have to do a FOIA request to find out that they spent the money on DEI, like setting up a DEI office,
Right.
Right.
paying the DEI head 200K and giving that person a staff of 12 people to
Yeah.
set up shop and all the space
Yeah.
and buying all the office equipment and all their salaries and setting up a brand new government department, basically, of an LA fire department DEI office. You
hmm
don't have to do you don't have to be like an internet sleuth. You just have to watch the fucking videos that they put out on local network television saying, we're so happy we got $2 million to set up this office. Like
I guess
it's just right
I
out in the
also
open.
heard that Gavin Newsom got like a bunch of federal funding to make like pumps, some sort of pump system, water pump system, and he
Oh
never
man.
did it. He never did it.
That's part of the COVID thing, is like there's so much COVID money that never got spent.
Yeah.
It just
He
got
got that
This
money
pocketed
he got that money in 2016, I think they said.
So
or redirected to something
I work with
else.
government some, and like it takes structure to
You're
actually
part of the
spend the
problem,
money.
man.
No, the you can have, like, again, you can have unlimited money, but you need to hire purchasing agents and
hmm
people that would work for the government and
Uh-huh.
know how to write bids, to put out
Right.
bids for services that contractors and vendors can make their best offer on.
Right.
Like you actually need like the human infrastructure to spend the money competently,
Right.
and they just
I
don't
think
have the number of people. Or just think about, like, picture the LA permit office worker that Ace Man always
Yeah.
describes.
Yeah.
yeah.
What are they gonna do? Work overtime? You think they're gonna work overtime the next year to get all the
No.
permit? You
No.
think they're gonna be like running down the hallway to make copies of permits to get them approved for all these devastated people of
No.
LA? No, they're
No.
not gonna. They're gonna be
Well,
like,
maybe they might now,
I'm gonna file a union
considering
complaint. I need to file a union complaint because we think they're going to try to make us work extra, or they're going to
Uh-huh.
try to make us work harder for the people that we serve, the people that pay our salaries. No, they're not. So they'll have to, I don't know, what's LA going to do? Hire double the amount of people that do permits? I don't,
Nah, they're just gonna use AI and it's gonna fuck up everything even more.
what if they, oh, what if they just start rubber stamping everything and then you just wind up
Yup.
with some kind of crazy, you just wind up some kind of crazy sound.
For real, dude. We end up like that. We end up with what they're trying to do out in the build out in the desert, one just giant mega city where everything's like super
Yeah,
close.
like one neighbor's like, I'm going to build my new house out of recycled tires.
For real. I'm gonna do
Like, oh,
mine out of
really? I'm
make mine out of egg cardboard boxes or whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
like
Egg
I'm going to make
cartons.
my new house since I got my permit approved to make my new house out of mud and glass bottles.
Yep. And then there's gonna be a cult
Yeah,
opening up down the street as well because they
like
got approved.
somebody's gonna like be like, I'm
Oh
gonna make my
man.
house underground. It's gonna be 5 stories underground. It's gonna
Did
be
you guys
incredible.
hear that one of the only houses in Malibu was Kanye's that he sold very recently, but he had created this house. It's like all concrete. So it's like a fireproof house in Malibu. It's one of the only structures that was probably still standing, right?
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense.
He's like, I'm gonna do like the Romans.
That makes a lot of sense. So either if you're gonna build houses out of wood in an area that's windy and dry and fire and like
Yeah.
natural fire,
Hmm.
it's like, well then okay, everybody. Uh, if that's the path we want to take, we
Yeah.
need to have giant reservoirs.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, or let's build everything out of concrete and then we don't need the reservoirs. Like yeah,
Make
it's out of
America
control.
concrete again.
I mean, look at New York City. It's just every now and then in New York City, like a building will just blow up. You know what I mean? Like that happened last year. It was next to a parking garage, I think. But like just like these buildings are like getting really, really old. And there you got like gas pipelines running through them for heat. And it's
Yeah.
like,
The
how do you
infrastructure is a
renovate?
real problem in this country. It's a
Like, how do you
real
renovate an
problem.
entire city? It's real expensive.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you wonder, are they even gonna plan on doing that, or was this all nah, I'm not gonna
I
go
think
down the conspiracy
it's
route. Let's just play it out.
probably it's
They sent
probably
another
more
500 million to Ukraine. It's fine.
yeah.
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Um,
Bill
they
said,
probably figured out
well,
it's
they
more
haven't,
cost
they don't send it
effective.
immediately. I was like, just the
I'm sure they
point that
send
they're
it
even
in
sending it, I'm
they're
sure.
sending it in lump payments.
I think whatever is approved now is definitely going to be sent in cold hard
Yeah,
cash or electronic transfer before
that's what
January
I said.
20th.
That's
Like
what
Huh.
I said. I was like, I think they are. I think that
Zelensky's
that's,
going to be like sitting there like, did it come through yet?
Is it here
yeah,
yet?
the last
Yeah.
one.
Did the helicopter full of cash come in yet? Because like, yeah, January 20th is coming around the corner, and I might have to go into hiding.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Uh,
oh
Yeah,
man,
what is he
he's
gonna
about to have a
do?
bad year.
What's
yeah.
gonna
Lots of
what's gonna
people are
happen to
having bad
them?
years so far. I mean,
Yeah.
Meghan Markle's house gone, or was that Oprah's
What?
house? Maybe it was Oprah's house. Well, Oprah and Meghan Markle both got evacuated. Their properties are in the Pacific Palisades, right?
But I think they
Yeah.
live in like they live in like Tyler Perry's house or something.
They
One
live
of
in
his
one of theirs
many.
houses, but no, wherever house they were in, they got evacuated from it.
So I always think about this when these fires come through, and this is something I saw 30 years ago,
Uh-huh.
probably 30 years ago. And it was on 60 Minutes
Uh-huh.
So
back when
specific.
like there was only
Really
like,
stuck with you.
there's like three shows, 60 Minutes or Dateline
Hmm.
or 2020.
Hmm.
And it was about a material that they could shoot onto a house.
Hmm.
There must have been a forest some kind of fire to make this report happen, but
Was it jizz?
um
Are they shooting jizz on the houses?
Like
it
a
looked like
fire
it.
retardant.
It looked
Yeah.
like it. No, it was what it was is they were shooting some kind of cellulose gel, something that is this almost the same thing that's in a diaper.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Not a full diaper, Quana. I saw your face. Your face was like
Sorry,
like
Ugh.
flashbacks. I know, yeah.
I
But
can't think of a diaper without thinking of a
no,
diaper.
it's whatever that because
No,
you
I
know,
know
like
it, that's what I'm talking about. Like when they get
The
wet,
lining stuff
it's
inside or
that's. I was
when the
thinking of
whatever.
like
diaper
if
breaks.
you put a baby into a pool and that whole the diaper's
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
that stuff is so gross. That's what I was
When
thinking.
when the diaper breaks, there's some kind of weird material in there that's
Yeah.
like it's
Hmm.
wet. It's like it's wet, but it's liquid, but it's solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I remember this. I'll look it up when you guys start talking about something else, but I'll look it up. But
Uh-huh.
there was someone had invented this, and basically there was a fire coming, and you spray it all over your house because what
Okay.
this stuff did was it was packed with water. Like it sucked up so
Yeah.
much water into like a square inch, and it was coating your
Yeah.
house that it would protect your house.
Nice.
I maybe it was like a scam and it never worked. But I remember that thinking like, okay, well, there's a solution.
So every time you see a fire, you're like, God damn it. Why aren't they
Oh my
using it?
God.
It seems so ridiculous.
Maybe it's like it's so expensive that it's not feasible.
Right. Right.
Um,
There
But
has to be a way that they can make it. I mean,
but
there's
you would
I'm
think that
sure
like the
like
cities
Lahaina
maybe
can
could
put it
have it to lay it down like in the fire path to like
like the
slow it
island
down
of
or something.
well,
mm,
like ask if if that product existed, and I'm sure like the island of Maui would would cough up $50 million to have like a supply, like a
Sure.
giant supply.
Where do you
just
That
keep it though?
seems
Because
like
it
sufficient,
is solid and
that
wet.
does seem like a crazy amount of money, but it's like if it
but it's worth it.
works, it's pretty. The math is right there, but I have to look it up if that
Where
ever
would you
came
store
into
it though? That's a good
existence.
question too, because
But
it
it's
seems like it's
dry. It's like it's the diaper material, so it's dry when it's in the diaper. So like you can buy a box of diapers and there's like 100
Keep
yeah,
diapers
it
in there.
there.
sure.
And then it was like shot out of a gun that I guess added water to it. It was like
Okay.
imagine like a
Gotcha.
slurry, like it
Yeah.
added water to it as it was shooting it out,
Yeah.
and it almost looked like wet
Like when
toilet
you blow
paper,
foam, the
like wet yeah, like
yeah.
wet toilet paper being sprayed onto a house.
Yeah.
And it,
Okay.
I don't know in this expose on 60 Minutes, it
Ugh.
worked, and it was
The
like the
expose.
well, the end of the story was like, well, there you go, America. There's a problem solved. Just a couple more years, we'll be mass producing this stuff, and we'll never have like sweeping wildfires burn down towns
Yeah.
again. That's like,
Yeah. When
Until 60
Democrats were like,
Minutes.
watch our cities burn.
No, until 60 Minutes does another expose on the company and the environmental impact the production of this product of this
yeah, it's
material
probably
is causing.
it was made out of pure
Sure.
asbestos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They blow it like the stuff that they blow on the
Ugh.
ceiling. It's the exact same thing.
They're
Yeah.
like, it says on the package 0% asbestos. What's it made out of? 100% asbestos. 100%.
Oh my goodness.
Well, so much for a
Firefighters
solution.
got cellulose insulation. That's like, they blow that stuff into a
Did you
spreads
see the
fire. I don't know
flood when
what
they were
there's like
having the
wet.
hurricanes in Florida? The flood guy came out and was like, they put some sort of like prevention, like a waterway, like a blow up thing around their house to protect their
What, like a
house.
moat? Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like a rubber bumper or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and the news reporter was asking, and how all the neighbors were making fun of him
Yeah.
instead of it just evacuating with them or whatever it was. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Nah, man, I'm gonna stay here in this
I
dry
got
ass
this.
house."
Yeah,
Okay, here you go.
exactly.
This is an article from October 2024.
Okay.
Stanford scientists develop gel to protect homes against wildfires.
Okay.
So Stanford
Let's go.
universities, I guess they must have stolen this technology from 60 Minutes in 1985. But the Stanford University, they said their new sprayable gel technology can protect homes against wildfires, transforming into a solid air bubble shield of protection. So that's
Oh,
different.
the
Still
solid
cool.
air bubble shield.
That's
Okay.
what came up, but I was looking for something where it shot out like the whatever's in diapers.
Yeah,
Now,
that
yeah,
diaper stuff,
it would be
bro.
a lot. It'd be
Yeah.
a lot of cleanup to like if your entire house got TP'd, you'd be like, burn it down. Just burn it
Right.
down. That seems like a
I'm
It's
just
gonna
gonna
take
start
like
all over. It's
three.
not
It's
fucking
gonna
worth
take
it.
like 3 weekends to clean up all
Yeah,
that toilet paper off my
fuck
house.
it. We'll do it live.
I need to find that because that was real. I did not imagine that. If I did imagine it, then I'm a
Maybe
genius.
you
You know what I
invented
mean?
it. Maybe you
Yeah,
invented
maybe
it.
I did.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
the
you
invention
just
that's
need to.
gonna put this podcast on the map and finally get us to where we need to go. That's fine.
That was like it was like a major television show at the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
While we're talking about where this podcast needs to go, Manny, you want to tell
Not
everybody
yet.
about okay. Well, cheers, motherfucker.
I'm gonna wait a
Dan's
few
working on
weeks
some
to.
art and stuff, and
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
wait to see
okay.
how the samples turn out, and then I'll let people know.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Shout out to China Rob wherever you are, bro.
We got a new line of dog toys coming out.
nice.
It's a yellow
Yeah.
disc.
Yellow disc. It's the only thing that he doesn't destroy. Everything else gets destroyed. This little soft, flimsy disc.
Well, if anything,
I've,
that just speaks to the resilience of it.
yeah, I
So Manny,
guess.
help us visualize like because it's so hard to get your mind around when around it when you see these pictures, right? You see because like the camera can only pan out so far, like it can only take so wide of a shot, you know.
Yeah,
So like where you are now, how long would it take you to if you got in your car, how long would it take you to drive to an area that was burned out?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. And what's
Wow,
that like?
that's so
Five
close
miles, 10 miles?
About well, I haul ass, but it's like about 18 miles from where I am at.
Okay.
Yeah,
to
to
get
the
to.
west.
Okay.
And then like
Yeah.
Pacific Palisades, like I've
That's
heard
a
that
more
before,
of a further drive.
but it's like how big of a like if the whole neighborhood's going like how big is that neighborhood? Like that's
It's an expansive area. I have so I don't know anybody that lives over there. I am not of that tax bracket, so I just don't go over there. And it's not like I'm
Okay.
afraid of if it's not like I'm afraid of going over there. If I have no business in any part of the city surrounding areas that I'm close to, I just don't go there. I'm a
yeah, it's far
homebody.
away. Like why would you?
Yeah, definitely. That's the other thing too. Like certain parts of the day, I know when traffic gets bad in certain areas, and it's just like I don't want to fucking deal with that. So the few times that I've been through there, been over there, it's a really nice area. It's very picturesque. It's everything that you like. Whenever someone sells you a fantasy about California, they'll probably be talking about that area, about the beaches and the mountains and all that shit. But
Yeah.
the problem too is that like there's enough space in between. Well, enough space between most homes. Like if you have that much money to be able to buy acreage, that you don't have to worry about your neighbors. But there's other areas where it's just like another high end neighborhood, and the photos that I've been seeing is just like, wow, dude, it looks so fucking. It's so sad. Like from an aerial perspective, yeah, you can see
It's
how
crazy. The aerial perspective is
relatively,
crazy.
yeah, relatively close everything is, but like from the ground point of view, it still takes a bit of time, and even more now with all the traffic and debris and whatnot.
And
Yeah.
everybody thinks like that everybody in those areas must be rich or something. But I mean, it's possible that like I think Adam Carolla was talking about it a little bit, like that some of these people no, they just moved there 40 years ago
Yeah, at the right time, they
when
literally
they were
moved when it
just like
Yeah.
was.
they were professional people. They weren't, whatever
Right.
vagabonds, but they moved there when they were normal people. They moved there 40 years ago, and yeah,
Mhm.
it's worth crazy money now. But like that's just where they decided to move 40 years ago when it wasn't much or it was
Right.
Yeah, it's
regular.
like one of my close friends, his parents, they live in Oregon, but they have a spot in Palm Springs, and it's just like they purchased it at the very right time because everything over there
Yeah.
now is fucking expensive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's
So
known
yeah,
for
most people I'm sure are in the
retirees.
bracket of like they either, I mean, it's maybe they just inherited it as their family home.
I
Yeah,
think there's a lot of people in LA that are living in homes that were passed down, right? Isn't that something, or rent
yeah,
controlled of some
yeah,
sort? They still have rent control in LA
a
in
lot of
some
that
part.
going on.
Well,
Definitely that.
that's good,
It's
I guess. That's
crazy.
good in
But
some
I don't
ways.
know
But yeah, most
how.
people are not, yeah, they're not like movie producers that have 2 million that they just rebuild somewhere else tomorrow.
No,
Yeah.
I mean
But
that.
like Adam said too, like the rebuilding is going to be an issue. They're going to have permits and
I mean,
the,
and then they didn't have insurance.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It makes me
That's a big
wonder
story.
if if they're gonna like we were talking at the top of the episode, if they're gonna expedite this, or are they just gonna be like, you know what? Fuck the permitting processes. This is an extraneating circumstances.
Well, a good place to look would be how many homes have been rebuilt in Maui, and the number is zero. The number is actually
Mm,
zero. It's
mm.
zero.
Yeah.
So, and that was
I
two
was gonna
years ago.
say like uh,
Zero.
it's the
It's zero.
same. It's kind of the same, but because it's just like government incompetence, but on a
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Lahaina was a much smaller scale,
But
and
the
dare
same
say there's
total
like not
devastation.
it is total
totally.
devastation, but it's like
Yeah.
in like Lahaina, I don't not that it's right or wrong, but it's like it's not like a it's not an industry. It's not like a
Yeah. Oh,
it's a
yeah.
tour
For
it's
sure.
based on tourist industry, which like well, there's just other tropical places you can go. Like
Yeah.
Right.
so cancel
Yeah.
the Lahaina trip and just go to Turks and Caicos or wherever, like
Sure.
somewhere else.
Or go to the Big Island. Go to
LA is
Yeah.
different because it's like, hold on, this is an area that supports like a major
So many
industry,
different.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
major industrial areas,
Hmm.
made like theme parks that can't be replaced.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh,
so
that
that's
hasn't happened, right? Disneyland's fine.
No, no,
Okay.
they're fine.
they got like the
I haven't
water
used my
cannons.
season passes yet. Oh my gosh.
Disney's like, we got a reservoir. Don't you worry about it. We got water cannons on the perimeter. Like,
For real,
no.
dude. They've
We
invested way
got
too much
drones
money.
ready to fight fires.
It's like,
We're
but
good.
except for that old part of the old part that we want to tear down and replace it with a new like John Wick
That's
Yeah.
what you
theme,
that's
Yeah.
what you
we'll
call the
let that
control
burn.
burn.
Oh my gosh. Ah,
So
But yeah,
yeah,
the
dude, it's
insurance
just
companies dropped like there's stories or people they just dropped their insurance.
that's in the specific areas that are burning a couple months ago. It's all the timing is so coincidental that
well, it's
people are
not.
starting to say things, Yeah,
I don't
like
think it's coincidental, but I don't think it's I think it's because the insurance
Because
companies
they use computer models to project to forecast, I should say, what would happen and when it would happen, and they're just like,
well that if you're an insurance company, you got like an army of nerds in the basement that are like studying everything.
yeah,
They're studying like there was $15 billion approved to fill the reservoirs. Have they
right.
filled the reservoirs? No, they haven't. Okay, that's a negative. That's a negative on the list. That's a con. We're making lists of pros and cons of whether we should insure people in this area. And the fact that the government is not doing anything to actually mitigate the risks,
Yeah.
it's like that's a con. We got to get out of this and we got to get out of it before the winds start up. Like this is our
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
So there's probably some actuaries in the basement of the insurance companies like having a pizza party this weekend, this Friday. Like they're going to be able to
Sure.
go home an hour early because they did such a great job predicting
Right.
where when they should dump a market. And it sounds
hmm
so terrible, but it's like beyond
It's
the right and wrong of it.
horrible. I mean, especially when you think about how many years maybe these people had, like, your homeowner's insurance, you have it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but
Like,
the people have it's a false sense of security. These people have to realize, and I'm
yeah,
not saying
no,
this to
it
be
is for
cold.
sure.
It's just like they're a business. They don't
Yeah,
give a fuck. They give a fuck
no,
about their bottom line. They don't give a
They're
fuck
yes,
about
literally in
all
the
the
business
memories.
of calculating these risks. Like
Yeah,
that's
they
their
yes.
don't.
business.
I say the same thing about insurance, health insurance. It's the same exact model. So maybe everyone wake up to that shit too. They want you
Well, yeah, I
sick.
mean, they're
They
also like
want you paying in. They want you needing more.
at the same time, they're just like, if the government's gonna force us to cover everything,
Yeah.
then it's like, well, we're just gonna
Where's
have
your
to
end of the
charge
bargain?
more. We're gonna have to charge
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
more. And like when the insurance companies, when they're like Allstate is so evil, they raised rates 34%. It's like, this is why.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not a good business model for like an entire city to burn down and the
No.
insurance
Hmm.
company just has to pay for it all. Like the
Yeah.
Sure.
insurance company is trying to they're just like you guys aren't taking care of this area. We don't want to protect we if you want us to protect you and guarantee you a payout, then you need to pay a lot more or we just don't want to be in this area.
Yeah.
So it's
Our
like
yeah.
instead of
Our
going
our auto insurance doubled this year, like for no reason, just because.
Well, yeah, well, just
Oh,
because it could
Geico,
be
it was
like,
Geico, and we switched to another company, but
yeah,
Geico wants out of California, so they just raised our rates.
it could be local stuff or it could be, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
also like when every damn car, like there was a time in America where you could
Hmm.
just buy a fucking base Nissan Sentra for 5 grand.
sure.
And yeah, you had to roll up your windows yourself and all that, and
Yeah,
it maybe didn't have
Yeah,
power steering, but like
you
you
got
could
you
get a
got
lot of
places.
you could put 100,000 miles on that thing for five
sure.
grand,
Yeah.
like a zero, like a like a very small
Oh,
payment,
cars
and
are a
it's
hundred
like
thousand dollars now. If you buy a
the
nice truck,
cheapest
it's
car. You can't fucking get a cheap like you can
Nope.
if you
yeah,
go and you want like and you order the base model, but it's like you can't get like a car for less than 25 grand now,
yeah,
Nope.
and it's like so well, guess what? The insurance company knows that, and if you wreck your
Hmm.
car, they can't buy you a $5,000 replace. They gotta come out with
Cash you
25K.
out. Yeah.
and in this state, when I had my Q7, I had the low profile tires on it three times the road destroyed my rim, my tire. Like, of course, they don't
My
want to, they have
neighbor,
to tow it out of there. They have to replace it. Like, obviously, California's, they don't repair our roads. I
my
mean,
neighbor
yeah,
was
it makes
complaining.
sense.
My neighbor was complaining about their homeowners insurance went way up this year,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, that sucks. And I was like, well, ours gone up a little bit. He's like,
yeah.
then he kind of said he was like, yeah, we shouldn't have replaced the roof twice this year.
Oh, okay. Bro.
Like, well, yeah, they don't like you. They don't like you now. Like,
Right.
because it's just like people do that, but it's like and the roofers are every time there's a storm, they come around and they promise you like they do these
Yeah,
deals where the roofers just pay your deductible, pay you
Hmm.
yeah,
the deductible back. So you get a
yeah,
roof replaced, you no money out of pocket for you. The insurance company's out of pocket $7,000, $10,000. Um, and then another hailstorm comes through and the roofers come back through like, oh, your roof's damaged
yeah,
again. It's like your roof can survive a few hailstorms.
yeah.
Hmm.
Like you don't have to get it replaced every time.
Right.
But people around here do. And then they wonder
That's
why their
crazy.
homeowners insurance is going up.
That's crazy. Wow. Our house got struck by lightning, apparently before we moved in. Our neighbors told us. I was like, oh, that's cool. Thanks.
Wow.
Awesome.
Good to
It's a nice
know.
little
Wasn't
omen.
on the disclosures. It was not on the disclosure. Good to know though.
But I think it's the insurance companies dropping people. I mean, it's like it's horrible.
Yeah.
Again, like the way our culture works, it's like big bad insurance companies. It's like why? Like why?
Yeah.
And it's like everybody that lives in that area, or in total, because there's different pockets, but like y'all kept voting for people that weren't taking care of business, that
Hmm.
were more worried about
It's
the skin
so fucked
color.
up.
They're more worried about the sexual preferences of the fire chief than their competence.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that everyone is seeing it for what it is though, because boy, I have some friends that are still very like Orange Man bad. It's weird. It's like, wow, what? Like honestly, what?
they're gone at this point. They're
Yeah, they're
gone.
gone.
Yeah,
They're gone.
They're gone.
no, for
I
sure.
mean, there's video.
That's what Bill said. He's
Trump.
like, you should really be like not wanting that person. Like, you should not want to see them. Like,
Yeah,
honestly.
2018. There's a
Like,
video in 2018 of Trump meeting with Gavin Newsom in the middle of the forest.
yeah.
There's a again, you don't need a FOIA request and you don't need to be like to search the dark web. It's right out in the
Yeah.
open. Trump is
Yeah.
on camera with Gavin Newsom standing in the middle of a forest, and Trump is saying real like at the time sounds like real dopey stuff like hey,
Yeah.
you gotta rake the forest, you gotta like keep the
Yeah.
forest floor clean, you
They
gotta
mocked him.
like
They mock him. And yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he sounds kind of good, but he's like in Finland, they got a whole different ball game over there.
Yeah.
they're doing things totally different in Finland.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like,
They're,
listen to this guy. He doesn't know he doesn't know, but it's like he was
Well,
saying word for word exactly what all like everybody's saying now. Like you gotta,
yeah.
someone said that the reason why he wants to change it to the Gulf of America is because Biden's signed some Gulf of Mexico no drill deal.
Oh,
And
that's amazing.
so they changed it to the Gulf of America. So
That's
like
awesome. If he
they
gets
said
around everything
Trump
by
they
just
said
changing the spelling.
Playing chess. And so while they're gonna make fun of what he's doing while he's making his moves, like you know,
That's the thing too, is like they are
Oh
making fun
man.
of it, but the majority of people are just like, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
hmm
And the
dude.
people that are making fun of it are not getting the traction they did 8 years ago.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
The people that are getting that
Yeah.
are like making fun of it are just like everybody's looking at them like, do you have no sense of humor? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is
Yeah.
wrong? What is wrong with you? What is
Yeah.
wrong with you that you
Yeah.
can't think that's
He's
funny?
about to drill, baby, drill
And then
in the Gulf of America.
I love it because he does these things and there's no good comebacks to these things. Like when Trump says, I want to buy Greenland, Greenland has no good comeback. Denmark, who I guess controls Greenland, they have no good comeback. When
Mhm.
Yeah.
Trump said we're going to rename it the Gulf of America, like what the president of Mexico, President Scheinbaum of Mexico,
Yes. That
the
wow.
Scheinbaums of
Yeah.
Mexico,
Yeah.
the famous
Yes,
famous family, famous
of
Mexican
course.
family. Yes,
Of
the
course.
Scheinbaums. Uh,
Long lineage.
she does this production, like gets online and starts going off and says we're going to call the United States Mexican America. And it's like, really?
Are
Really?
you?
Like, just take your loss and shut up. Like, really? Are you gonna, are you, yeah, exactly. Like, are you gonna, oh, that's really gonna hurt our
I just
feelings.
hope in the next 60 days, I'm not going to say the next 4 years. I just hope in the next 60 days these things happen. And for the next 4 years, people shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so sick.
They're not going to.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
going to
so
get
sick
intense,
of it.
more and more intense,
But
unfortunately.
they're ramping back up. My hot flashes are starting. They're ramping back up. I can feel them ramping back up. And it's like, I just hope that he makes it immediately the Gulf of America. He immediately starts drilling. It's like, I'd be happy if he whipped
Man.
his dick out at this point, honestly. Like, I'm just ready for it. Fuck them. Fuck them all.
Wow.
Grabs a
Wow.
pussy.
Yeah. I'm definitely a
It's-
lot, my attitude is a lot different than it was in 2016. I was like, all right, now you got it. Now you need to tone it down.
Yeah.
And I'll just say I was so wrong. I was
Yeah.
so wrong for that because I
Yeah.
went into that with that attitude because he wasn't toning it down, that I was just like, man, you're not doing it. Like,
Yeah.
but
He's a
now it's like, no,
Gemini,
man.
and I think the Gemini energy, Curl is a Gemini too, and I just think the Gemini energy is like it's out. It's out. It's all over the place. It's scattered, but it's out. So, um, when he was president before and they were having those Q drops, the
Yeah.
Q, whatever
Hey,
the
whatever
Q,
happened to that?
yeah, yeah,
Is
The
yeah.
that still
what?
a thing?
I I don't know if it's still a thing, but when it was a thing, they would take his things like the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. They would take his things and like kind of make them into things. So
A meme or something, or what do you
Oh,
mean?
oh,
Is that what you're
yeah.
talking about, or?
They would make it into some grand like conspiracy
yeah,
plan that Trump
yeah,
had.
Oh,
like
Like,
okay, okay,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yeah,
okay.
like remember he did like something in front of a Maytag thing, and they were like, oh well, this is gonna be
Yeah, they
so.
started analyzing and started connecting
Mhm.
dots. That way,
It was the
yeah,
3rd of March, and the third letter in
Yeah.
Maytag is Y, which means
yeah.
yes, which means
That's shit. Yeah.
Yugoslavia, which means he's gonna bring back Yugoslavia. Oh, I know. I
Keep your
follow
eye on
one
Yemen.
account.
Yeah.
I follow
Uh,
one account.
Seriously.
There's an account on Twitter X called, like, I don't know what it is, but it's called Joe Rambo. And man, I it pops up every now and then. Every one is like some I read it because it's so crazy, and like they really think these things out. Like they don't, this is not these are not
Oh
like
yeah.
drive-by conspiracies. This guy, they have like all
Yeah.
these things to
They
where
have red string. Those are
they
red string
have,
conspiracies.
yeah, they have this guy keys in on something Trump said, which was kind of just like a turn of speech, like a turn of phrase,
Yeah.
but they key in on this thing he said about we will save democracy one day, or like some just like some off the cuff statement, but they key in on it like,
Yeah.
what
Like
did
it's
he mean by
ominous.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, not what did he mean by that? It's here's what he meant by that, and here's my
Yeah.
manifesto. Here comes the manifesto.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got it all tied. And then everything that happens, like when Trump wears like when his tie is to the left,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
it's like it was Tuesday and the tie was to
Yeah.
the left. Get ready, everybody. I'm streaming at 9 o'clock. Pay attention because it's big news is coming. It's like, okay, buddy. Like, but
Okay,
man,
Rambo.
it's impressive the dedication
For
Yeah.
real, dude.
because man,
No.
they're just doing the red strings all over the cork board, man.
Some of
It's
the stuff
impressive.
has been true, though. I mean,
Yeah, and then
some
I'm
of the
just
stuff
like, man, I'm
has,
gonna I'm
like,
gonna keep reading this because what hey, there's always like a 1 in a billion chance.
if this guy says it and, someone else I know says it, then maybe.
Well, there's like the whole Alex Jones effect where it's just like I remember thinking about Alex Jones, like that guy's crazy, but like every
No.
100 thing he says is right, and then it's like,
No,
oh,
it's not even
now he's more
that.
at
It's like every
he's like at
100 thing he says
92.
is, yeah,
He's like
exactly.
92 out of every 100 is right.
Yeah.
So the way the trend is going, it's like pretty soon he's going to be right about everything. Oh man,
Hmm.
But it's the Sandy Hook thing. It's only the Sandy Hook thing. And even Joe Rogan, who's his friend, says that like he says he had a mental break. He had a mental break. But the Sandy Hook, there's some stuff about Sandy Hook thing that's a little bit shady. There's some stuff there. Some of it's shady. All of the shootings are shady. All of the stuff is shady. All of it. Like, why was Gabby Paterno in the Sandy Hook music video?
Here
I'm
we
just gonna
go.
keep Petito.
it's just I think the human condition is crazy. The human condition is
Yeah,
crazy, you know.
it is.
True.
I
Oh,
mean,
Manny, we
Because
gotta
that whole
keep you
like, if you
safe.
think about that girl, it's like she went on a freaking like once in a lifetime road trip, but the guy that killed her,
yeah,
like
dude.
like
People
you
die.
know,
I'm
like
just
no, I mean
kidding.
it's like just the human condition is people have really bad judgment.
Hmm.
Like people with really bad judgment get matched up with psychos.
Hmm.
Amen.
It happens a lot.
Word.
It's like
Yeah.
It's crazy.
they unfortunately can't or haven't developed a trustworthy judgment, and they just find themselves in awful situations.
It's just the human condition is like all of our human flaws just compounding on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Sure, man.
Deep, 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 deep,
Well,
deep.
we like to cover a wide range of emotion and themes on this show, so it just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, those that are uninitiated,
So
it's
what's
weird.
the
Like,
are they giving you like any updates from your evacuation? Like when can you go back to your house or is it
they're
specific like that?
saying
Where do you
they're
watch? Do you
saying so it's I think it's called watchduty.org. I think that's the
okay.
app. And I've been checking up on there. I've been checking up on Instagram, just people that also live nearby or have recorded and upload videos. Like it's just Facebook as well. Some of the community groups that I'm in
Okay.
have been really good with keeping me up to date. And from what I'm hearing, reading, I should say, is that like the weekend, Saturday, Sunday,
Okay.
and I don't know if my mother is going to want to stay out here with my aunt for some other time because she's a lot more sensitive to the elements than I am, and
Yeah.
she's been staying indoors today just because she felt immediately the change in the atmosphere. So she's like, I can't stay out here too long; it's going to fuck up my throat.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna see with her, catch up with her, see what she's gonna want to do. But I'm gonna go to the home tomorrow, just to the city, I should say, check it out, see how things are going, and
Yeah.
surveil, do some photography, take some video, just to kind of share with the group and people,
Yeah. Hopefully the roads are open and safe, right? Or
they've been the city has been dispatching bulldozers all over the place to be able to make a clearing to, I'm sure, have emergency services go to where they need to, or just to have the roads clear so that
Right.
when the cleaning efforts go underway, it'd be a lot easier for everyone to maneuver.
It's
But
crazy
it's
to think how the city is like the patches of burn, but then like the rest of it's kind of just carrying on, right? Is that what's happening?
it's yeah, it's very surreal. That's what's been running through my mind the entire day because I'm over here again at my aunt's house. We're like 20 minutes away, about 18 miles east of the whole situation, and it's just like life is well, for the most part, life goes on. But
Yeah.
if you crane your head to the right, to the west, there's that giant fucking plume reminder that like, oh wait, life isn't just, it's not just another day. There's a fucking devastating fire going on next door. So it's a weird juxtaposition.
Yeah, that's really big. Like that's
Super big. Yeah.
like
That's a
really
good word
big. Like
for it.
you could have
Yeah.
um like a horrible like a nightclub fire, right?
Sure.
That takes more lives,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? But like the destruction on yeah, it's just that's right. It's like yeah, that's a
Especially when you
lot
think
of
about how many people
yeah.
are in Los Angeles. Like
Hmm.
it's there's more people in Los Angeles than like in
The
right?
entire country. No, there's more people in California than in the country of Australia. That's
Wow.
insane when you consider that Australia is the same, almost the exact same size as the United States.
Yeah. That's crazy. How many people are going to be displaced? And,
Hmm.
Corolla was talking about, oh, well, we have people, I can stay on somebody's couch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good to have a network of people, but not everybody has that.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's just hard to like if your job is still there, it's hard to be as productive as you were when you're still
Oh
in
That's
my
the
the
God,
other
if
thing
city.
you
too.
imagine if you're selling cars in that neighborhood or if you know what I mean? Like you're not
Or or
you're not open.
even if you just have like an online job, you
Yeah.
know,
That's true,
I
dude. Like
mean,
it's gonna have all sorts
you
of economic
right.
ripple effects because everyone's just gonna be focused on rebuilding. And barely getting by. Like who's gonna come over here and have discretionary spending money? Like who
Yeah.
knows what
Well,
type of effect it's gonna
um,
have. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but I'm just like
it'll
thinking, like,
happen. It'll
Yeah,
happen
for
because it's
sure.
prime real estate. But
mm-hmm.
oh, you know what you're gonna get?
Hmm.
You're gonna you're gonna
15
get
minute cities.
you're gonna get North Texas.
You
Oh,
think?
Yeah, you're gonna get neighborhoods rebuilt with and it's not going to be like oh it's mom and pop Angelo's Italian restaurant opened in 1914. They're not going to reopen. It's going to be a Chili's.
Applebee's and Chili's and TGI. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As
Yeah,
far as the eye
maybe
can
maybe
see.
you get a Maggiano's, you know what I mean? But like
yeah.
Yeah.
but um yeah, you're just going to
Uh,
get all that stuff because that's what has to happen in a new neighborhood, right? Like
true.
a mom and pop place doesn't open in a new like because that's like I complain about around here. Like one good thing about living in like a big city is like the food.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like when you see like a
The
commercial for
best.
like
That's the
some
best part.
insane food, you're just like, oh, I can go over here to 42nd Street and get that.
I send
Hmm.
Manny
Here, you're
videos
just
all the
like, I would
time
have to
of
get on an
restaurants in
airplane.
LA. I'm like, go. It's
It's
30
true.
minutes
She
from
does.
you, not eight
She
hours
does.
and 30
In the
minutes from
DF
me.
in the
Go.
DFW area, there might be one place that makes that obscure thing, and it's at
Yeah.
an hour away,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and you have no idea. But like if you live in New York City, you see something. There's like 50 restaurants that make that thing. It's like
Yeah.
that is pretty awesome. But like
Hmm.
around here, we don't have that because it takes a lot of time. So what happens at
Yeah.
first is the strip malls just fill with you got. I mean, we'll have like all over North Texas. It's like a phenomenon where there's a shopping center opens up,
Hmm.
and it's a Walmart, and it's a Cane's, and it's Chick-fil-A, and it's a McDonald's, and it's a Wendy's, you know, and it's a
So
Freebirds
gross.
burritos. There's a Starbucks. There's a Freebird burritos.
Right.
They might have different. You might even have like a Chipotle too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like everything is something on the stock market. Like
Yeah.
that's really it. Like every restaurant here is publicly traded, is on the stock market because
Yes.
that's kind of what happens in a new area. And then
Yeah.
eventually the Subway closes and a real mom and pop place opens, and now you have like a proper cheesesteak place that's been around for 20 years. But right now, those are all Subways and Jersey Mike's and
Yeah, good luck to you. No cheesesteak for
Quiznos.
you.
Yeah, you really can't. I remember my
No,
mom
you're
saying
right. No,
that
you're
when she
absolutely
moved
right.
here. He was like, I went to get a cheese, and she's real particular. She was like, and it's like, it was so terrible. She was like depressed about it because she
Yeah.
was like, you walked in and it smelled like bathroom cleaner.
Oh,
Because like
Mm.
like even when we grew up in Baltimore, everything was established to where you walk into a cheesesteak place and it's like the whole neighborhood stinks like onions.
Yeah.
nice.
But it's supposed to,
Yeah.
you know, like the walls are coated in like onion and green pepper,
Did I lose you guys?
some kind of,
Yeah.
I
you're
think.
frozen, but I hear you.
I can hear you.
Um,
But you look happy.
but here you're just like, oh, the Subway
Who's-
bread smells so
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, the Subway bread. It's like a
Ugh,
delicacy.
disgusting.
Gross.
Ugh, so gross.
I still go to Subway. I don't care. I don't care what you haters say. Okay.
I've only
I'm
had one
curious.
sandwich at Subway. I'm a hot pastrami girl.
When
It's the
I was
Mm.
only
growing
sandwich I've
up,
ever had there.
I remember when I first went to Subway, and my mom was like, and I was not like a young, I was old enough to like know what I wanted on my sandwich,
Yeah.
Mm.
and like you could just like, I want that. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was
Yeah, it was
I
like
want
the
it
amazing.
seventh
all.
grade. It was like sixth or seventh grade for us when
Yeah,
Subway
that was
became
amazing.
like
And it's like
very
I can
popular.
pick what I want, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
This is
And
revolutionary.
I can watch them putting it on there,
Yeah. Sandwich
and
artist.
they have this wallpaper that is like
Oh my gosh. Subway
custom, like,
tunnels.
like
It's the
it's like,
best.
who drew
It's
all
so
this? Who
good.
drew all this? It's like,
I
oh,
went
amazing.
every day. I went every day after school. I got a Dr. Pepper and a 6-inch hot pastrami every single day after
I've
school. I
always been a
saved my lunch
Subway
money.
Club. Subway
Yeah.
Club. I think I've been to Subway. I don't know how many times. I've never ordered anything other than the Subway Club.
Okay.
Good
Yeah,
to know.
I've never ordered anything but the pastrami. So yeah, I think if you have a sandwich at Subway, that's it. That's your sandwich.
Are
It's
there
my
people,
theory,
if there's
anyways.
anybody out there, are there people that go to Subway a lot and like mix it up? And
Let us
what's
know in the
up? And
comments.
like, yeah, and then just check yourself into a clinic right now.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with you.
I think I'll do the tuna today.
Yeah. But there are people that do only do tuna and do
Yeah.
only do the meatballs. I mean,
Oh,
there are people that have their
okay.
I
I
don't
Meatballs
was
is
a
think
one
meatball
thing, but
guy.
like,
I was a
okay.
meatball dude. No
See,
cheese.
I
see.
like a tuna fish sandwich, but I will never order a tuna fish sandwich made by someone else. Like that's
I've
something you make for
literally never
yourself.
had tuna fish sandwich or scrambled eggs in public. I don't think those are two things that you
Oh,
should eat outside of the
Yeah, it's like
house.
going out
okay.
and
I was
eating
about to
and
say
ordering
ever.
spaghetti. Like if you order, like why would anyone ever go out to an Italian restaurant or order spaghetti?
It's crazy. Crazy. I'm glad that to hear that we're all on the same page because those are things that shouldn't be eaten outside of the house. Fucking tuna
Should
or
know
scrambled
better.
eggs. Are you kidding me right now? How are you gonna eat scrambled
It's
eggs in a
just
restaurant?
it's more like the yeah. Well, I mean, no, I've had scrambled eggs because I've gone to like Denny's before. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just like you get all these things. Uh, yeah,
No, that's not for me. That's not for me.
yeah.
Exactly. It's not for Smurf either.
It's probably for the best.
Hmm.
Oh my
But yeah,
god.
Uh,
that's what's gonna happen. Like you're not gonna. I mean, maybe you'll get a few mom and pops back, but it'll just be.
It's just corporate chains, bro. Just chains as
I
far
mean,
as the eye
after
can
COVID
see.
already ripped through that
I don't know
fucking
what I'm talking
city.
about, but
That's true. That's true.
No, COVID took out all the mom and pops already. So I mean, like
oh
it's already
yeah,
LA's already been
It's just getting more corporatized, even
so
more. Well,
sad.
I don't know.
I'm exaggerating because up here in North Texas there'll be four shopping centers, catty
Uh-huh.
corner on an intersection. One is a Kroger, one's a Target, one's a Walmart, and one's whatever HEB,
Do you have a
whatever grocery
Duckies? Do you
store.
have the a Bucky's? Do you have the gas station
Bucky's.
Bucky's? Do you have that?
Not near. There's it's but it's like a half hour away, so it
Or-
wouldn't be something I go. But I love Bucky's.
Okay.
What's the
Is it
draw
as
to
good
that
as
place?
is it
What's the
as good as it I
appeal?
say? Like, can you pick me up a sweatshirt? Do I need a sweatshirt? I'll
Do I
pay
need a
you,
trucker
Well,
obviously.
it's getting crazy in that way. No, here's the beauty of it and why Texans love Buc-ee's.
hat? Okay.
Okay.
Because when you're driving from just Dallas to, I don't know, San Antonio or Austin, it's like a 4 hour drive, longer for San Antonio. Um, and you need to stop and go to the bathroom. You stop at this place called Buc-ee's, and they have bathrooms that are majestic. Majestic. They have bathrooms that have there's like 100 urinals,
Majestic. Like
100 urinals,
clean,
clean,
smells
sparkling
nice,
clean. There's teams of
flowers.
dudes. There's dudes in
Okay.
there nonstop. There's dudes in there that work there that have spray
Okay.
bottles and sponges or something, and they're literally like going around and spraying urinals and cleaning urinals 24/7.
Nice. Wow.
And then because across the street from the Bucky's is like an Exxon from 1972 with a clogged shitter
Yeah.
that like
Okay.
you need a hepatitis
Then you can
shot when you
smell from
stop, when your
across the
kids have to
street.
go potty or whatever. It's like you need a shot, you need to get a vaccine. But these
Okay.
places they're immaculate, and then the
Hmm.
food
Okay.
is really good.
What's the
Like
food? Is it like hot dogs and
Just standard
brisket,
fare. Oh.
pulled pork sandwiches, brisket,
Oh.
barbecue brisket sandwiches.
I was
crispy?
wrong.
They have like a whole. They're like a. I would almost say it's probably like a In-N-Out burger type operation, and that's why they don't expand that fast. Is because they have a whole network of a place that smokes, you know,
Oh,
500
Yeah, yeah,
wow.
briskets a
yeah.
day and delivers it to the store in the morning or throughout the day.
What?
Okay. That's smart.
And they have like their own distribution network. They must, because
They
there's no
have to.
way to like make that much brisket and pulled pork and have it good
Those are
Hmm.
their
consistently.
sandwiches, though. That's what they have consistently.
Another thing is beef jerky. So they have like a beef jerky. Imagine your this. Imagine the butcher department at your local grocery store.
Right.
They have a beef jerky section that's that big.
Wow. Okay.
All types
That's
of meats, all types of
crazy.
flavors, whether it's like buffalo, deer, beef,
And like a
varies.
you pick it out with the little
They'll
metal
give you
tongs.
samples. No, they have someone working the counter that will
Okay.
cut you off samples. You can sample all the beef jerky. You can, I mean, it's beef
Nice.
jerky is expensive, but
That's fancy.
if you like beef
I'm-
jerky,
I'm
I
happy to
blow
pay
do.
you away.
for it though if it's good.
It'll
That's
blow you away.
awesome.
Then
Okay.
the sample, they just cut. They're just like, you want to taste it?
Yeah, of course I do. Of course.
Tons of beef
Actually,
jerky.
I don't take samples. I feel something about a sample makes me feel like
Well, when
I'm
you look
good.
down and it's like $18 for a quarter pound of beef jerky, you're just like, give me some fucking samples. Give me a bag of samples. I want all the samples. Like, I'll sample everything.
No.
See, I would
I'm
feel
about to
guilty to
make a
like
major
take it.
investment
I'd have
in
to
beef
take it.
jerky. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're about to invest a lot of money in this beef jerky. You should take the samples.
Yeah.
They do, and then now they have a ton because it's so well, because of so many people coming through for that. Now the Buckies have like an entire wing of clothes and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I said. Do I need to send you some funds? Just send out some sweatshirts to me and Manny. And some Bucky
no,
merch.
I'll take a trucker
All
hat.
the girls
yeah,
on
maybe
TikTok are talking about it.
are they?
Bucky's. It's like a thing.
Well, I think
We don't have that.
biggest they built the biggest Buckies ever in Nashville in Tennessee or something like that.
Okay.
So that's a big
They're
deal.
all in the South though?
Yeah, south. They're
Okay.
southeast now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, of
I mean,
course,
it's
not
kind of key.
Southwest.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're going beyond that, but it just started with like it was right in the middle of a long drive that a lot of people make.
Just one original
Oh, there's
Bucky's.
tons of like there's like I mean just countless um gas pumps.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Countless.
like a
Like
Costco, just like
more
so
gas
many.
pumps. Our Costco's don't have enough. Like a lot of our Costco's around here, there's a lot of times there's lines because there's only like
Hmm.
8 or 9, but the
Okay.
Buckies will have more gas pumps than urinals even.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, they know what's up with gas, huh? They know what the people want.
They do.
People get tired like anything. We'll get tired of it because there'll be a lot of copycats, but basically it's like a convenience store gas station that's like it's like the Taj Mahal of convenience store gas stations.
Okay. Do you guys have AM PMs? Because we promote it like there's too much
Baltimore
good stuff, but uh, uh not
AMPM
so much.
markets. I
Yeah.
remember growing up in
It's not
Baltimore, we
like
had
that
all the
though,
old
right?
stuff.
It's
No,
not like
no,
it's a fake. It's not fake hype. It's real hype because
it's
AMPM is
real.
like, oh, we have too much good stuff. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh no,
You have
no, no.
you have the regular stuff.
It wasn't like it's not trying to make 7-Eleven. Like there's some nice 7-Elevens, but most of them are pretty terrible now. But on the
Yeah,
commercials, they're all beautiful.
sure.
No, like at Bucky's is beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You can't be disappointed by it at
In
this
and out
point.
is too, in my opinion. I think they keep them nice and clean. They're
I
all
would say it's kind of like that. Like I don't go out of movie for In and Out, but it's good enough. And
Hmm.
but it probably has that kind of feel for like you
yeah,
guys, how you feel about In and Out,
yeah.
Texans feel about
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Bucky's.
no, I'm like I want to see it. Like
I get
I'm
real happy.
intrigued.
I get real happy when we go to Bucky's. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty happy. I
Now,
got a
do
delicious
you
chicken
go to
salad
Bucky's
croissant.
or you're like literally just driving past a Bucky's and you're like, "Oh, we're hungry. We've been on the road."
Every
Or
experience
do
for
you
me
just
is we're
go?
driving past it.
Okay.
But the closest one to me is in Denton,
Okay.
which is like a half hour away. And
I have a
I
friend
was
who
taking
lives
my
there.
son. I was taking my son over there. Like there's a guitar center over there. I
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
wanted to go to a couple of tool stores, and there's like a Bucky's right there. So we went in there. That's the first time I'd ever been to a local Bucky's
Okay.
just
Mm,
to just to eat lunch.
right.
Okay.
But if you did live near there, I mean, you just go through there and eat lunch every day. Yeah, you could do it.
Okay. All right.
And the food's
I get
really
down with
Interesting.
good. It's
that.
kind of a cool place.
So
But again,
if you're driving and you're
because
like, "Oh my God, there's a Bucky's in 30 miles, we're gonna pull off." For sure, right?
yeah,
If you
you'd
see
wait.
it.
You would definitely
Okay.
wait for it. You'd wait for the
Okay.
Bucky's for sure.
That's
Uh-huh.
And even if you
man.
couldn't, and you
See,
had
I
to,
feel like
and a
I'm missing out
kid,
even more.
if you had a kid that just couldn't wait and you had to stop at a crappy Exxon, you would, and you'd also stop at Bucky's too.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but
Damn
again,
kids.
it's because it's a gas station convenience store,
Yeah,
but
Hmm.
like on steroids, on crack, and all
sure,
that. So
sure.
that's why.
Yeah.
If
I
a
mean
Bucky's
those
came to town and it's like in the middle of a suburban neighborhood, you'd be like, "What in the fuck? What is this? Like, who allowed this to be built? Like, no one asked for like this weird place that sold brisket and pulled pork sandwiches with a giant beaver sign. Like, no one asked for that.
I
But it's like
I
on
don't
the
know,
side of
man.
the
It sounds
road at a
appealing to
gas
me.
station.
don't know. I might need a hoodie.
It feels like Wally World from the original Vacation,
Yes.
but like a convenience store Wally World
Hmm.
because there's the
That's the exact
beaver.
vibe I'm getting. Yeah.
They I don't know if that was like a genius that was like, we're gonna go with this beaver. Everybody
Yeah.
loves this friendly beaver face.
Sure.
Like
Beavers are great.
no one and no human can be put off by this cartoon beaver face.
It's true. True.
And they have giant, oh yeah, they also have giant bronze Bucky the Beavers out in front of the stores that you have the
Yeah.
kids
Oh,
take
really?
pictures
I
too.
didn't know
They're
Oh,
like good
pictures, photo ops.
4 foot high bronze beavers.
Nice. Nice.
Good names for GSV if
that.
they back while you still existed.
Oh my God.
But no, it's a great place. Bucky's is a good place.
Uh,
Yeah, people,
yeah.
yeah.
We're missing out. Hey, if we have to flee though, we'll be
We're going to
Bucky's will
Bucky's.
be our first stop.
For
I
real,
would say
dude.
Bucky's is definitely going to turn their nose at California for a long time. Can't even get
Fuck.
insurance.
Oh
It's like the
man.
whole thing where like, yeah, Bucky's would be ruined if people were just allowed to walk in and just take whatever they want and run out and just like just shoulder barrel through the staff.
You know what?
It
Right?
would be
That's just
different.
really not a good business model for anybody. It's like insurance in California. It's not a good business
It's like
model.
because the people at Bucky's, they seem happy and like they brag. They're like In and Out, where when you walk in,
Yeah.
they have the big signs that tell you about how much they're paying their hourly workers and
I was
managers
gonna
and
say, when you're
like you
making
can,
20 something dollars an hour,
yeah,
you're happy. You're
they post
happy.
on it like you can manage a Bucky's and make like 150K.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of I like that. I think everybody likes that. I think that's like
Yeah.
that's hard to fake that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You're being real upfront about
If
something
you treat your
very
employees
basic.
right and they show it, I mean, that's a good thing. Everyone has the same uh feeling about it though. So it must be great. I mean, it's gone viral that Bucky's is great,
The
you
place
know?
to be. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Even Manny, who barely watches TikTok.
It's because
Laws
I
against
can't.
stealing are
They want
also
me to
great.
They're
download the app.
canceling it on the 19th, y'all. What are we gonna do? I'm obviously gonna have to take a day off.
No,
It's going to be at you got
it's
to
gonna
just
be
look on TikTok.com on your browser,
I don't have a browser.
yeah.
What's a
Isn't it being
browser?
purchased by some
on your phone.
I have a browser
on
on
your
my phone.
computer
What kind of you have an iPhone?
on your computer and your tablet?
Yeah.
You have Safari. You can go to TikTok.com on Safari.
And my login won't be the same
Mhm.
It'll
as my
still be the
app.
same.
That's my
Yeah.
understanding is that they're only what they're doing is they're making changes to the laws that Apple and Google Store have to go by
Hmm.
so
Okay.
that Apple and Google are not allowed to host the app in
Okay.
their app stores. It's
Okay.
But
all about the app, the app, the app, the
yeah,
app. But TikTok.com as a website is still something you can go to, and
it still remains.
obviously it's not going to be the
Okay.
same, but
I said
it,
because I saw something on House and Habit that said TikTok confirms it will shut down in the United States on January 19th.
yeah, I mean, they
Okay.
are, I think that both sides probably want to bluff and use weird language now because
Yeah.
they would like people to think they're going to also shut down the website, which maybe they should, maybe they would, because it's like, it doesn't make sense to have,
Just the site and not the app.
well, if they can't sell all the personal data they're getting off your phone, that's like, doesn't really make sense for them to keep operating in the US. But,
True,
um,
true. But they could still siphon
the
information from
website,
people's computers through
yeah, the
their.
website should work. No,
All
they're
right.
not gonna, it's not gonna be nearly as enjoyable. I remember early days with iPhones, you would go to like ESPN.com
Uh-huh.
and it would the website interface almost appeared to be an app, right? So
Okay.
you might get by on Safari looking at TikTok where yeah, there's a URL at the bottom,
Hmm.
sometimes or
I got
whatever.
a new
But
iPad for Christmas that has auto scroll on TikTok and now it's gone. Like I haven't even had it 8 days.
auto
Ridiculous.
scroll.
I
Are your
control.
fingers too
It
tired
reaches
from
out and opens your
scrolling?
eyelids like toothpicks,
Right? Right.
Hey, when you're in the bathtub, you can't
pumps
be
you full of
scrolling.
adrenaline.
Can't be
Gives you a little
scrolling in the bathtub.
adrenaline shot every hour.
Next thing
I'm
you
gonna
know,
miss it. It's okay
we're gonna
though.
s-
It's
next thing you
okay.
know, we're gonna see photos of Quana going to those places where other
Well,
people
I mean, I
stretch
think that
her.
all of those,
In
all the
public, you're gonna see me in public.
creators,
Yeah.
are going to go somewhere. Right. I don't think all those creators are going to be like, well, I guess I'm going to have to go put in my application at 7-Eleven now.
Right? What'd you do
It's
for
like,
these
no,
past
we're
two
going to like,
years?
we got to get onto, we're going to make Vines. What was it? Was Vines?
Oh, I hope they bring back Vine.
Bring
We're
it
going to get
back.
on Tumblr like a
Elon
mofo.
Musk said that he was gonna buy Vine and bring it back.
Yeah.
So
We're
That's
going to get on,
funny.
we're going to take over Tumblr. Like, we'll just, or let's just, but let's start using,
what's the other one that people are still using?
I don't know. Twitter? Oh, yeah,
Is
people are still
Snapchat
using
like
that.
TikTok?
they could,
Oh
No,
no.
I don't know.
that's them. That's people talking.
Yeah, no,
There'll
the
be
other one
something.
that
There'll
you're
also
probably
be
thinking
like
about is Kick.
people will be cracking or jailbreaking their Samsung phones so that they can just get the TikTok app anyway.
Oh,
Right. I
I
need
have an old Samsung. Can I
eh.
jailbreak it for TikTok?
All I know is the word jailbreak. I don't really know anything else about that.
All right, I'll have to find another
Hey,
nerd.
jailbreak your phone, man. That's all I got.
There's any nerds, slide into my DMs. Let me
I
know
was
how I can
because
get
it's
my
like that
TikTok.
sounds like a lot of work. You know what I mean?
It does, dude.
Like
It's
Yeah, they
just
said
too
you have
here's
to get
a
much.
like a VPN or something like that, and then you have to make
Yeah.
your house a something or other.
it sounds like too much
I don't
work.
have
I'll
any
just
of that
take
stuff. I'm just gonna have to start knitting again or read or something. It's
Pretty
ridiculous.
much.
It's fine.
Pretty much.
I
It'll
was
probably be a counterfeit app
maybe a better
anyway.
person when I didn't know all this stuff.
You're not wrong. It'll probably do you some good. It'll be like, feel like a
Or no,
weight
well,
has
hold
been
on.
lifted from my eyelids.
wasn't TikTok, didn't TikTok, it was
Save my
it
life.
was it
Yes,
was
it did.
something before. No, but it didn't just start as somebody made TikTok. It was another app that was like it was an app that was, I remember this was going around, man, 15 years, 10, 15 years ago. There was an app where you could do like lip syncing. Like it made it very easy for, again, people were like
Oh
really
yeah.
wanted to like put themselves out there, and
Yeah.
there weren't a lot of ways to do it, but this app would let you play a song and like lip sync along to it, and do whatever
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
and do something goofy and send it to your friends. And it was like that was what people did, in like
Yes.
2005.
Yes.
But I think that's what, and then that app got, and then eventually that app is defunct. So then someone buys that app because it does still have a lot of users, like people have it on their phone, and then they turned it into something else.
I don't
So
know.
what I was trying to get to was like you could have
yeah.
something out there like Gab, or it's like I don't know, like the types of stuff, like poll, like
Is
there's
this
just
how
like,
you're trying to make me feel better about TikTok, or
no,
because
I'm saying like
she
that
is kind
that
of my mother. Like I
one
feel
of
like she's
those, I'm
giving
saying
me a
that
lot.
overnight, one of those apps
Might
could
pop up.
could just
Make me
basically be
happy.
like Gab. I think Gab is an app, right? I
What?
think Gab is what Kanye owned.
Yeah.
But like Gab could be like, oh, TikTok just got shut down. We need to
Nice.
retool.
All
We need to
right.
retool and just become like an app that makes it real easy for people to just create content,
Well,
and
let
then
me know
like
if a new one
create
pops up.
content over top of someone else's content.
I'm not going to say it's hard to get Quantum Mama as a username, but just kidding.
Yeah, like other apps could fill the void. Yeah, it's so unpredictable. It really is unpredictable.
hmm
Like the people that made that app way back that again just allowed you to do like silly lip syncing. I remember my friend would send it like his daughter was making them,
Wait,
and
is it
it was
was
like,
it those Jib Jab or whatever? Where like
yes,
I'm
yeah.
Jim chat.
Well,
was it
Jib
those?
Jab is like the cartoon. What? Nah, it
No,
sounds
it
about
was
right, but it would be you, but it would be like
but your head moved like you were part of like the Terrence and Phillip cast because your head was just open
oh,
like
you're talking
and
about that. That was
that
like a Chris.
website
That
or
was like an
whatever.
early internet or
Yeah,
early
yeah.
to
Is that
mid
what you were talking
internet
about?
thing where you could like put your face on something and send
Yes.
it.
Yes.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
No, this is something where you would play like a hit song, like a
Hmm.
popular song or something. You'd like sing and do a dance to it and record yourself. And it just made it, I mean, it sounds so rudimentary today, but like at the
It
time,
does.
it just made it really easy for you to play a song and record yourself singing along to it, and then just send that recording to your friends.
Hey, look what I did.
And your friends are just like, oh, that's so cool looking. You look just like Taylor Swift if she got dropped on her head when she was 3. No, like there was that kind. That's like what people did back then. Like early apps was like put your
Yeah.
face on Jib Jab and send it to your friends as a Christmas card. Oh my God, it's
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh, I remember that. I do remember
It's
that.
so funny. Like it's so
Yes.
funny and unique that 100 million people did it.
Yes,
Like,
I do remember that.
but this was, I
I
think
have
that's what
some jib
TikTok
jabs.
was.
I think I have some elf dancing jib jabs.
There was another, there was another app that became popular. Maybe it was Gab or whatever, but it was originally just like an app that I don't want to get into it too much because I'm gonna mess it up, but like maybe it was Kick or something.
Yeah, kick
It was just
kick's
like
still around.
it was an app that was used by no one except for like Chinese dissidents,
Okay.
because they found that like in America or in the West, because they found like an obscure app that no one had heard of that they could communicate on like openly, but no one was really looking at it. Something like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just saying
yeah. I
these
Nice.
think you're
apps, they
right.
have like really crazy lives of their own. They change names, they retool, they get changed into different things. So if there's a real,
You're trying to give me some hope. I
yeah, I mean, I
appreciate it.
think that if there's
Yeah,
like a real
pretty
market,
much.
either Facebook is going to come to it real fast, or there's be some other app that
I'll be
replaces
okay.
it.
I
So
mean, I know I'm not emotionally stable in any way, but I think I'm gonna be okay. I have children to
you
live
can just
for,
go
so
straight to the
be
conspiracy
fine.
websites. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to Zeta Talk.
Mhm.
Instead of them having come to you
What's
in this
that?
app.
What's Zeta Talk? What's that?
That's the next rabbit hole I'm sending you down.
Okay.
That way, that when TikTok crashes, you have something else to keep you busy with.
No, I'll be busy. I have stuff to do. You guys think
All
I got stuff to do. I'm fine. I'll be
right.
fine. Don't worry about me. Don't worry
We
about
know.
me.
There'll be Facebook groups about X for former ex TikTok users
Yeah. Yeah.
to fill the
Where are they
scene.
now? Working.
I'll be like, I knew how to do this dance. I'm just kidding.
Something's gonna pop right up.
I hope so. I hope that the people that I love to see, like I can find them somewhere else. I guess I should take the next couple of days to try and figure out the people that I really like to see where they're at.
What
Yeah,
I'd
it's
like
like,
to see
hey.
is
I'm
when's it
just gonna,
closed
you know what?
down?
I'm gonna trust that my phone will know what I like and they'll just show it to me on Instagram. So
The
When does it close down?
the 19th,
20th. Oh,
the
19th.
19th.
Oh,
10
beautiful. Okay,
days.
so
Yeah.
Donald Trump, January 20th,
Yeah.
inauguration day, he announces
No
that Truth
coincidence.
TikTok is shut down, and Donald Trump announces that Truth Social is now called TikTok USA.
That's
TikTok
why he was
USA,
holding on
baby.
to it.
Like we're retooling, and then like he's
Titty
just a
USA.
cajillion. And then like he buys
Uh,
out. Then he's so rich he buys out
I
Elon.
hope if like you voted for Kamala, like there's some way they know and like, oh, sorry, you can't join this app. We don't want your kind. Go away.
That'd be hilarious. He's like, I'm renaming Truth Social Rick Rock
Oh my
to
Rick
God.
avoid
Rock.
lawsuits. To
Oh my God.
I'm calling it the Wuhan Social.
Ham with the big ham hock.
Wuhan.
Wuhan
Yeah,
social. Oh my God. I can't
Wuhan.
with you.
Somebody needs to make that. That sounds pretty good. Wuhan.
Yeah. Write that down,
Ah,
Manny. We need a Woo Ham
we got the Wuhan
merch.
sandwich coming right
Spiral
Woo
up.
cut
Ham,
honey
Woo
roasted
Ham merch.
bat. The Wuhan is bat, but it's like honey roasted spiral cut bat. Mm.
It's on the menu. Oh shit.
All right,
Yeah, I
y'all.
can't. Trump needs to be. Trump just needs to wrecking ball.
He comes in like Miley Cyrus.
I came in like a
Yeah,
wrecking
instead
ball.
of coming down the elevator like he did when he announced, he
With
comes
his
in
Yeah.
to
legs
the
wrapped
inauguration on
around.
like a giant
Yep.
wrecking ball
Yep.
That's
called,
good.
and it just says Covfefe on the side of it. Like,
Comfy.
I know Miley did this already, but I did it better. Thank you.
oh
That's
yeah,
good.
wrecking ball.
That's good.
I want names changed. I want them to start being like France. We're gonna start calling you something like
Dance.
we're gonna
Prance.
start calling you Cheese Land.
Jeez.
We're gonna start spelling you different. We're gonna put like an apostrophe on the end of your
Mm-hmm.
name, like
Yeah.
Francais.
We're spelling France with a P.
Oh, and also he's
PH.
like also I'm renaming every city in the United States that makes prosecco or sparkling wine. I'm renaming every single one of those cities Champagne. And from now on, we will legally be able to make our own champagne. And
There
we're
you
calling it
go.
champagne. We're calling it prosecco champagne. We're calling sparkling wine champagne. Whatever. If it's got booze and it sparkles, we're calling it champagne.
First order of business.
And then and you know how like Miller High Life is the champagne of beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any champagne imported from France is now called the beer of champagnes. Oh, how the tables turn.
Wow. That took a
Yeah, I
dark
said it.
turn quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
It's good.
because France was talking about how we need to keep our hands off of Greenland. It's like
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Uh,
I
I'm
want it so
sorry, who's
bad.
talking to you, ma'am?
I
Yeah.
want Greenland so bad. I was looking at Airbnbs in Greenland. I'm not joking around because
Yeah. I need to
I want
watch
my
the movie
passport.
apparently. I didn't know there was a movie. I'm gonna have to watch it.
They're beautiful and they're really very affordable.
Oh,
Affordable, very affordable. I want full
is
access
it-
to Greenland. I want to be able to camp there.
yeah.
I think there should be Trump casinos,
All across the borders.
all for the Inuits there, all for them.
Turn them into degenerate gamblers.
What if he did do that and like he created like an incredible cult following of Inuits and all the Inuit people of the whole world
They all just
are
start
just
doing
like
Trump
are
impressions.
total
They should,
MAGA. They're just
yeah.
Well,
total
I
MAGA.
mean, the Amish voted for the first time ever
Yeah.
in
If
this
all the
election. So, I mean,
Eskimos are MAGA,
yeah.
you know.
Amish and Eskimos. That's how you win a
Dude,
that's how you win a
We really need to
primary.
get
dude.
like we need to I think he needs to take over like I mean not just we're spitballing here. So, it's
Yeah,
this is
obviously.
not a commitment or
That's all
anything,
we
but
do.
like take Panama Canal and Panama because it's like we can make it nice and
Hello?
that's where we get all the purple hairs to go. You know what I mean? When we
All
need to
right.
start exporting
We can just
people,
shut that canal. We can just be like, can't come. Raise the
yep.
grates. Yeah.
Like when people go into the voting booth and vote for Karen Bass in LA, they just fall right through a chute and go straight to Panama. That's the new Panama Canal.
There you go.
Drop shipping.
Yep. Yep. A water chute. Like at the drive-through at the bank, you get shipped the Panama Canal right off to Panama.
I love a bank drive-through, man. When they push that money through so fast, I love it.
When you show up for a job
Old school.
application, when you show up for like a job interview to be a teacher,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and you've got purple hair and nose rings,
No,
Panama Canal,
out
baby,
you go.
Panama Canal, right in the canal, straight to Panama.
But you know what? We're gonna have to call it the Pan Am Canal. We're gonna have to change the
Whatever.
name.
Yeah.
Pan Am
Yeah.
Canal.
They'll like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pansexual
Pan
canal.
Am.
They like that.
Yeah.
Anybody that says that word,
Yeah.
right down the canal. Look, we do need a place to start putting people. Like England did it a long time ago, and it really worked out pretty well in
Panama
the end.
seems like as
Australia.
good a place as any.
Like England figured this out. Like, do you know, like England, there's some bastards, man, but they did it. They're like, we should just send all of our criminals to a faraway island that is pretty rough, like with people, with Aborigines that want to fight them and kill them. Like,
As well as the animals.
we should send all our criminals to like a remote place that is very, very, where it's difficult to stay alive. I'm
Denmark.
suggesting a tropical place that has beaches, I think on two sides of the country. Yeah, two sides. I think that's the whole canal thing. As a canal, there's economy going through there.
Yeah.
But we need to find a place to start putting some of these people.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah. We have to
They're gonna
kill the Clintons because their prisons are where we're keeping them now. So
Yeah.
they're private prisons.
Maybe that's what Trump was talking to Obama about today at Jimmy Carter's funeral. That
I know that
like we need to
laugh,
ship off. We need to ship
Obama's
Hillary and her
laugh
family off
was
to Panama.
definitely Trump talking. Trump was talking shit. That laugh was so fake. Trump was saying something shitty.
I don't know. I
He's
don't
not trying to
know.
fucking impress Obama. He might have been asking about his fucking birth certificate. He might
I
have.
think that I don't think that I think that
It's like,
like
oh, there you go again.
if you're a
Where's
current
Big
or
Mike?
if you're a
Restless Dick
current or
syndrome?
former I just don't I have a hard time imagining because if you're a current or former president of the United States
Right.
like that like you could be Tom Brady and have 7 Super Bowl rings. You don't have Obama and Clinton and Bush or Trump confidence. Like you don't like Tom Brady's got to be a very confident man, but if you're a former or current president of the United States, you got to have a whole nother level of
I think Trump has more than
confidence.
Obama, so I don't think he was gonna
I'm just saying
stand down to him at all.
they're all like operating as if they're all Tom Brady with unlimited rings on every finger because it's like,
Sure.
what are you going to do to me?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I was the president.
That's why Obama was laughing. But I feel like Trump was probably saying, I can't wait for the lip readers to get to the bottom of this.
I like to think that Trump was
I'll
saying
report
something
back
genuinely
tomorrow.
funny. Like I think I like to think he was saying something genuinely funny because
Did you see Melania's
you know,
face? Having none of it.
yeah, the wives were the ones that were
None
doing
of
the
it.
business. Like all the men were
Yeah,
okay, but like, the wives were like shunning each other.
Her face
for
was
real.
like, no,
Like,
not today,
Mike
Satan.
Pence's wife, Mike Pence's wife didn't ignore
She's a
Trump and
nut.
Melania.
Yeah.
I mean, to some degree, it's like I kind of respect that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like because
Sure.
it's like, all right, I realize my husband's got to shake your hand, or else he's going to look like a petty boy or whatever. But I can kind of just I can ice you out
Yeah.
hmm
and let everybody know exactly how I feel. And
With,
I don't think everybody's going to be like, fair enough. That's pretty fair.
yeah.
2020 was a pretty rough time for the Pence family. So yeah, everybody's just like, all right, that fair,
Yeah.
fair. Um, did you see that video I sent you? Someone did like a CGI of that scene, but then Kamala Harris and Joe Biden get into a fist fight.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah,
no.
it'll sneak up on you because it looks like just the regular footage, but then all of a sudden it glitches and like you see Joe Biden and Cammy start mixing it up, and then like
Uh
Doug Emhoff has to step in and break them up.
No, send it
huh.
again.
It's
Resend it.
funny. I send you the
Resend.
link. It's in our
Put it on
group
the
chat,
group. Put it in
but
the group.
it just sneaks up on you because you're just like it's hilarious.
That's
It
fun.
only lasts like 4 seconds too, but
Oh, okay.
it's like you're just like that's what really happened today.
Yeah,
That's kind
for
of
sure.
because everyone in that crowd was like thinking the same thing.
It was
hmm
tense. You cut that tense with a knife.
Yeah, because Kamala's
Oh,
thinking I'd like to attack that lady. Jill Biden's
she
thinking I'd
looks
like to
so
attack that lady.
mad. Yeah.
Doug Emhoff's thinking I hope I don't have to slap either of these ladies.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
At the same time, wondering if his bread is rising at home. His
Oh
dough's
yeah,
rising.
Dougie Pim Pam Doug's like, I wonder if I could slap both these ladies with one swing because that's how
He
he
angles it
operates.
right.
That's how he operates.
Fucking
You
Doug.
don't get that nickname by being an inefficient
No.
hander. Yeah,
I love how we started and ended with Doug's pimp hand. That should be really the name of
that
this
was a great
episode.
part of 2024.
Yeah.
He should have a food taster. Doug, watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out. Make sure that that weird daughter of yours is the beneficiary of all your riches, or else, yeah. Or I would do this. I would make sure that Kamala never talks to Hillary. You know what I mean? Because if all of a sudden Kamala starts hanging with Hillary Clinton a lot, I'd be real worried if I was Doug.
She
Talk about
probably
a
doesn't want to talk
mysterious,
to her, to be honest with you.
Those
talk about
are
a
not the
mysterious accident.
that is not the lady you want your wife to be friends with,
No, no,
first of
no.
all.
Like,
I had a when I got divorced from my kid's dad, we had a couple like friends that they were a couple and they were like a couple's friends. And
Right.
he wouldn't let me be friends with his wife because he was scared that divorce was contagious.
He knew.
So
He's
we
like,
couldn't
oh
hang out
no,
anymore. Like she's like, I'm sorry, we can't go to the park anymore.
I'm not gonna let her poison my well.
I'm like, your husband's not horrible. I think you're gonna be fine. They're still
There
married. They're fine. He knew what
you
was
go.
best. I
yeah.
would have obviously corrupted her against
Well,
marriage.
we should wrap it up because I have a lot of thoughts about what Kamala would have done to Doug if she had won.
It's
Sure.
all right. We could cover it next week along with
Yeah.
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Keep
I'll
it in
have
your
some
heart, buddy.
She would have made him the border czar.
probably. But for next week's episode, I'll be loaded up with more footage and photos from the area where I
Yeah, man.
specifically reside and just show you some more
I'll tell you,
unfortunate coverage.
there's a hunger for people seeing it live streamed. I remember when like the Canada truck honking protest was going on, there were a lot of dudes on the ground just like filming
Yeah,
it live and streaming
Yeah.
it because you
You
get
know
like
what, Manny? Also go live. Like definitely
yeah.
go live
you
because
just get like a different, well, I think you get like a different feel like for the scope of it, even though it's one person with a camera. Like the
Yeah.
guy did that Lahaina too, like that Nick Sorter guy, I think is on Twitter.
Right.
Bunch of guys, like Rebel News is a group that does that. They just go places and film it and talk to
Yeah.
real people. And then you hear from like all these different random people, like what they think was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
But people, there's a real hunger for that, I think. So
Well, be
Well,
safe also.
uh,
Fucking hunger.
definitely,
Be safe.
definitely,
But if you do go hungry, there's those places that I sent you to that are giving out some free meals for people that are
definitely.
displaced. So
he's with his auntie. He's probably gonna
that's true.
he's
She's
probably gonna
probably
put
got
on
better
weight.
food than anybody.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
true.
putting on weight.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying to maintain my slim figure, right? I'm not about to let myself go, but
All right,
I do appreciate y'all
oh
reaching
no,
out,
what were we
everyone.
about to say? You good?
No, I just want to say thank you for everybody reaching out and just keeping updated. And we'll be back next week with more updates and more information, and just probably in a better headspace as well.
All right.
Yeah, man,
Well, we
praying
love
for
you,
you, praying
Manny.
for your home,
Yeah.
man. Hopefully, things work out. And you get to go back home to your own bed. You know,
Yeah.
Right. But my heart goes out to everybody else, man, because this shit's a fucked up situation, man.
yeah. It's again, I think if you don't if people are complaining or whatever, it's because we're so outraged. You know, it's like the sympathy is there, but like we're just so outraged that you know. One last thing, I made a post on X that was maybe insensitive, but it was kind of questioning the judgment of LA voters.
Uh-huh.
You know, I know it's
Sure.
complicated, and it got a lot of responses, and the overwhelming response, the theme, the vast majority was like, these elections are not real. Like these elections are rigged.
Ah,
Man.
so they're starting
I've
to
always said that. Like
That's the
if
yeah
we
that
were
I was
really, if our vote really mattered, they wouldn't allow us to do it.
yeah, it wasn't the the responses were not like, yeah, these libtards, you know,
uh-huh.
don't know anything about forest fires. It was like
Right.
these people were not elected legitimately in the first place. Like that is the overwhelming theme of all the responses was
Interesting.
rigged.
Interesting.
And it's no voter ID. No one has any idea if these numbers are real. That's the overwhelming is like we don't like those like there's people they think that actually yeah they don't think that people voted for the incompetence. They think that it was rigged.
I'm about to stalk your Twitter and tell them that you have a podcast so that we can get some of those people that hate you over here.
Yeah.
Hate you on a bigger scale.
Right, with every post that you make. Don't forget to check me out live every
Don't forget
Friday.
to check out this guy. Have you watched his podcast? I'm just gonna be like, have you seen this fool?
Well, that'll be the week, but then that that's such a because it's like that'll be the week we're gonna just take off.
Psych.
We do what we want.
Be like,
Pretty much.
but then again, there's a high school football game that I really want to go to this Friday night. So
Mm, got my wine meeting down the street.
yeah, yeah, but that was it. It was the that was a little bit surprising, you know. I was expecting just liberal bashing or whatever, like oh he's a stupid face. No, it was like
I think
this is
they've moved
rigged.
past that. I think they're
I'm
Yeah.
like
moving
this is
past that
rigged.
slowly,
Yeah,
which is a good thing.
yeah. I mean, it's if this happened in like Skokie, Illinois, no one would care, or it wouldn't change anything. You know what I mean? But this
Right.
happened to a lot of like this happened to like people are gonna be real pit. Adam Carolla, what Adam said last night, the most striking thing. Then right here, he's like, you're about to have thousands of people apply for a permit.
Something that seems so innocuous, so
Yeah.
mundane.
Yep. And there's
They're gonna hit
thousands of people that are about to find out how hard
the
it is to pull a
reality.
Yeah.
permit and how long it takes. That's
Yeah.
normal.
Like sands through the alley grass.
That's when like 1% of the population is trying to pull a permit.
Yeah.
Now you
So
have
that goes
a
back to the
substantial percentage
An entire
increase.
neighborhood trying to rebuild.
yeah, it's like I don't think the people working behind those counters at the city office are going to work harder or faster or overtime.
They're just gonna
So
get
man,
burnt. Honestly, they're gonna
They
get
might
burnt
have
the
lost
fuck
their
out.
houses. They might not even be there.
That's
Their
yeah,
that's a
building
good
might not
point.
even be
that's a
existing.
that's a
That's a
great
good
point.
point.
And also like and
Ah,
if any of them are close to retirement, out.
Ooh, they're just gonna
That happened a
leave.
lot. That happened a lot. Like so in the industry that I work with,
Hmm.
um, during the COVID, like countless people that weren't set,
yeah.
they just retired. And they were the wisest people at that
Yeah,
organization. They just retired. So it was
for
like,
sure.
F
Like
this.
this. Oh, sorry. I said the
Yeah.
reward.
They're just like, screw it. I don't know. I do too. I don't know why I switch in and out of
I do
clean
too.
and
I,
dirty.
I do too. I say
Yeah,
like
the
the
program,
sweetest thing. I'm
man.
like, oopsie daisy, or good
The
golly.
programming is too real.
But also, yeah.
Man. All right. We'll catch up
Wow.
soon.
Definitely.
All right.
Get it on, everybody.
Happy
Do
Fake
what you
Yeah.
want.
Friday.
Do what you want.
Enjoy.
Stay safe. And yeah, have a
Yeah.
great long weekend or just weekend.
Yeah.
Make it a long weekend.